Hello, beautiful people. I know. It's been a while since I made some poker content and put it on YouTube, but I'm back. I was really putting a lot of my time and energy towards my family, my friends, and my partner, Hannah, and my charity, Thrive, which I made a video on yesterday, and I explained a lot more detail, and we're reaching out to a specific person. You can go check the video out. I did get a few angry comments on there, which was pretty enjoyable. Uh, Whenever I make anything, like guys, hear me out for a second. You can skip forward to the poker if you want, but I'm just gonna have a little rant. I made some singing videos for my grandma, who I couldn't see because of lockdowns, for her Christmas present. She fucking loved it, by the way. And I posted a few of them on YouTube, and I got rinsed, guys. Singing, of all things, I was enjoying myself, but. The last one, I was like, I made a video being like, hey, I've dedicated the last 2 years and hundreds of thousands of dollars towards a charity. I really have some big ambitions. And people really don't like charity. It's something I've found out. And just a little bit of advice to you lovely mammals who like to sit there and type aggressively at people behind the wall of anonymity is that there are much better ways to vent your energy. How about you take up a martial art? How about you work out a little bit? How about you go see a therapist? How about you find a girlfriend that's going to have sex with you? There are much better ways than just typing away behind a keyboard, angle it at people. And you'll get there one day, guys. You'll get there one day. So this is some new kind of content, some poker content. There's a website called Check Decides, which I signed up for as I don't know, one of their professionals. And it's such a unique tool. It's so good. You can go through the hand histories of professional poker players, and they can speak over them with audio, or they can write over them with notes and say why they play specific things. You can either just watch it through, or you can actually go on an active view and say, hey, I would have done this, and then you see what they would have done. You compare and contrast and kind of see where your leaks in the game might be. The site has a bunch more than that to offer. I'll leave a link in the description below. You can buy hand histories, like whole hand histories. There are also a bunch of free ones. It's a beautiful site, and let me know if this kind of shorter content is better for people. And yeah, let me know in the comments. And peace. In this hand against Andre Akari, and back in the day, you used to be able to get away with 3-betting a lot smaller. You can't do this anymore. You got to 3-bet like 10, 11k these days. In this kind of spot, this stack depth. So maybe even up to like 12, 12.5. So we 3-bet, get a call. He's already got a very tight range. People didn't used to 3-bet bluff too much back in the day from these spots. And actually, honestly, they still don't. So we go for the small C-bet. Might get some floats. But we're also going to get a bunch of folds. So on the turn, we expect his range to be relatively uncapped, like a lot of Queen X, and then some Ace King, some Ace Jack of clubs and diamonds, etc., spades, and then he'd probably fold his King Jack as suited with backdoors, and then a bunch of pairs, just sevens through jacks. And so because of that, we can't just barrel off willy-nilly. He's just got too much like Ace Queen off. And he checks back the turn. Now you got to ask yourself, what are we doing on the river? Pause the video. Tell me what you would be doing. Well, a lot of solvers will be like, yo, you got ace high, take it to showdown. You're going to have all of these fucking bluffs, pre-flop, which obviously we're not actually going to have. And they'll be like, yo, showdown value. What are you going to do? Check it. I disagree, Mr. PO Solver. I very fervently disagree. This man is capped, and we are not capped. And what do we like to do when other people are capped and we're not? That's right, we like to overbet. What can he have? He can have ace king, he can maybe have ace jack, he'd probably bet that on the turn. He can have jacks, 10s, 9s, 8s, 7s. I think he folds pocket 6s pre and he bets the turn with them. Don't think he calls any 6x pre. I think he bets all of his queen x on the turn because we can stab aces and kings a lot, 100% of the time that we would have them. We would play them like that. And what can we have? Value betting this big against the capped range. We can have aces, we can have kings, we can have queen x. So I really like it. I agree with past Charlie on this one, although I do disagree with him on a lot of stuff. The absolute next hand, we get 9-6 suited, raise 3x, love it. Some people like to limp a lot in the small blind, especially in these kind of spots. I'm not a big limper, and I have a pretty unbalanced limping strategy. I'm not going to go into too much depth now. Here, I like to small c-bet. I like the size there from past Charlie. If you have a hand that you know you're going to be double barreling a lot on the turn, and I can't think of a single turn I don't want to be double barreling, maybe an offsuit 8. You want to be going smaller, in my opinion, because then you keep his flop calling range very wide, meaning that we have more fold equity on the turn, which we're inevitably going to be barreling. He calls, and pause the video here, guys. What are we doing on the 7? It's a very instructive point. Pause it. What are we doing? Are we checking? Are we betting? What size are we betting? Okay, so checking. Everyone that said checking, no. The reason you don't want to be checking here is because there are so many hands like 7-6, 5-4, 7-4, 3-4, pair and straight draw hands that are going to be calling a huge size bet because they've got a pair and a straight draw, but they're going to be pot controlling by checking back. And the concept to draw out of this is that when there are a million combinations of one specific hand type, you want to be building a strategy mostly around that hand type, or at least partially around that hand type. And because we're blind versus blind, he has all of the offsuit combos like 8-6 off, 7-6 off, 5-6 off, hands like that. So we definitely want to be going a size that all of those are going to be calling. So I'd be thinking, okay, what's the biggest size that I can go that all of them are cool? I can see pot size bet being okay. I can see over bet being a bit too big. This can also be fine if you're targeting something like 9-3s of the world, 6-3 suited and things like that. And then on the river, what are we doing, guys? Are we checking to induce a bluff? Are we betting? Well, personally, I don't like checking. I can see some arguments for different size betting. I think I prefer either very small or like a third or shove. And here's the reasons. Checking I don't think is good. He does have some missed flush draws, but a lot of it's going to have showdown value. 3x of clubs, 7x of clubs, 8x of clubs, king-x of clubs, probably all just knuckling down. And there aren't too many other bluffs that he can have. He might have floated some backdoor like 9-10 of spades, hands like that, but it's just really hard to find too many bluffs. And we can get so much value from betting. Now, betting small, I think, is good to get a call from 7x, 5x, and 3x potentially. And we're getting a raise from 8x. Shoving, I think, could be pretty good. We can just get a hero call from 7x, 5x, 3x, and definitely get a call from 8x. So as long as I did either small or huge, I don't mind. Huge it is. Fucking love it. Next one. I thought I'd add in this one. There's a little bit of a story behind it. So I was sitting next to Ben in Mexico. This was, I think, day 1. So I wasn't yet in the Starbucks, and I was like, Ben, I'm gonna 4-bet call this against Amadi. And Amadi, for y'all that don't know, he's Adrian Mateos, one of the best players in the world, Spanish player, fucking lovely dude. He went through a phase. I don't know if he's out of the phase, but he definitely went through a phase where he was fucking mental. He was crazy. And because I'm also a bit of a crazy player, we had some dynamics going on. And I would never in a million years do this against anybody else in the tournament. But in these positions, for 53 bigs, it's absolute insanity to do this. But we 4-bet call ace queen. And I think ace jack, I mean, he's probably got a bunch more bluffs than that as well. So fucking love to see it. I think this guy was also a recreational player, which means he's 3-betting wider as well. Creates more of a dynamic and beautiful.